you. My question is Pakistan and Indian captain Sarfaraz and Kohli. Yes, indeed, all matches are very important for all teams, but especially Pakistan versus India match is very, very important, and people are very much excited, and they are looking at tickets, but unfortunately they could not find it. And you will both place in very high level pressure. What do you say on that, please?
Do you get tickets?
I already changed my WhatsApp. I already changed my WhatsApp number very soon.
I think, look, India-Pakistan is always a very, very anticipated match, but we keep saying this again and again. If you ask the players, it's very different from how the fans look at the game compared to how the players play it. Yes, you feel the anticipation and you feel the excitement of the fans when you enter the stadium, but as soon as you step onto the field, it's professional, you know, a bowler trying to execute his skills, a batsman trying to execute his skills to the best of their potential, and for us, it's just another game that you need to win as a team. Yes, it brings pressure because the atmosphere in the stadium is very different, and as I said, you only experience that till the time you start, you know, competing in the game. As soon as you get into it, then at the end of the day, it's a game of cricket for all of us. I know we keep saying this again and again, but that's the truth. That's all, you know, all the cricketers, I'm sure, from both the sides feel that as soon as you start playing the game, it eventually is a game of bat and ball, and, you know, that's what you need to focus on.
My answer also the same. Nothing. No difference.
But when the fixtures come out, because you all play each other, is that the first one you looked at to see when you would play Pakistan, or is there another fixture you look at first?
Not really. I mean, in the World Cup, you obviously, I think all the teams must have looked at the first 4 or 5 games that they're going to play, because we're going to play 9. So you prepare accordingly as a side. If the first phase is going to be, you know, how you're going to prepare for different sides, because all the teams would have looked at first 4 games maybe, or, you know, break it down accordingly, however they feel like. So I don't think we single out any game, as I said, because all 10 teams are strong, and on their day they can beat anyone. And as I said, that's the most exciting part of the tournament, and that's something that we have spoken about as a side, that if we focus on playing good cricket, you know, just about us as a side, if we play good cricket, I think we're going to be in a good position in the tournament. If you keep focusing on too much here and there, then, you know, there's too many things to focus on because the teams are so strong. So I'm sure every team would want to focus on their skills and then turn up on the day and hopefully have that skill set better than the opposition.
Question to Mr. Kohli. Mr. Kohli, in most sports there is usually unity amongst the players. Why is that you do not play against Pakistan in your respective countries? What's the reason?
That's not a question for me to answer. I think it's about the cricket boards giving you that answer. We don't hold the authority to speak about these things in press conferences. My personal opinion doesn't matter.
Let's take another question if you've got the microphone.
My question is from Mr. Sarfaraz. 1992 and now is 2019. Will you repeat the history to become a Prime Minister of Pakistan?
What a good question.
Definitely will try our level best to win the World Cup here, but I don't know about my future.
Yes. It may seem a ridiculous question to you, Virat, but is there less pressure on you when you aren't playing at home?
Yeah, we have both our warm-up games televised already, so not much pressure on the Indian team wherever they play. But yeah, look, there's always going to be a huge fan base for us anywhere we play in the world. But yeah, I have to agree with Aaron. I think England is probably, in their conditions, the most strong side in this tournament. But I also agree with Moggs that all 10 teams are so well-balanced and so strong. And the fact that this is a tournament where we have to play every team once makes it all the more challenging. And I think that's going to be the best thing about this tournament. And I see this as probably one of the most competitive World Cups that people are going to see.
There's quite a lot of other captains nodding, actually, about how balanced it is. Sarfaraz, you were nodding there. You think it will be a very balanced tournament between the 10 of you?
Yeah, definitely, as Morgan and Kohli said, all teams are really balanced. They all are make a good team. So I think wish them all the very best. And people watch, I think, great cricket here.
My question is from Sarfaraz. Sarfaraz, we've seen 2 years back in Champions Trophy that in spite of all the not so good performance, you grabbed the Champions Trophy. And what do you think about this time? My first question is, do you regret the idea to play 5 matches against England? And what about the morale of the boys in the team after this series?
No, I don't think so. We are regret to play 5 ODIs. I think it's a good practice for us, and we had played lots of good quality cricket here. So I think morale was very high for my team, and we are ready to play World Cup, and we are really hopeful to play good cricket here.
Did you learn a lot from those warm-up matches?
Yes, definitely. I think this is not a warm-up match. We play a top quality cricket, top quality of side. So we have learned a lot. It should take up. Either we lost the series, but we take very positive things, just like our batting performing very well. So we are working with the fielding very hard in this at the moment. So hopefully we will do well as a team, inshallah.
If you could add only one player to your squad from any of the other teams, which player would you choose?
Maybe.
Let's start that because Owen's looking the most uncomfortable. So let's start with Owen and we'll go that way.
I wouldn't change anybody in there. I did hear Ricky Ponting's part of Australia's coaching staff, so I'd take Ricky Ponting.
Right. Virat.
That's a very difficult question. Again, we feel we're such a strong side ourselves. But if I have to pick one guy, it has to be from the current lot, is it?
You can't choose AB, mate.
What? I was gonna say AB, but yeah, he's retired now. But I'd choose Faf.
Faf,
Good friends with Faf. Yeah, I would love to bat with him.
Just choose each other.
You're just going to cheer, yeah.
I think for me, Josh Butler.
Josh Butler for you. Jason?
I don't want to be too boring like Owen, but I'm pretty happy with my squad as well. So yeah, Gulbadeen can go on and answer this question, to be fair.
Right, Gulbadeen?
I don't think so, anyone. So it depends on that day.
It depends on the day?
Yeah.
Right. This is a remarkable display of different answers of avoiding the question so far. You're screwed, by the way, because by the time we get to you, you can have no excuses left.
Me?
Yeah.
That guy. Virat.
You take Virat, right. Okay. Aaron?
It's a great question. I think one player that I'd love to play with, KG Rabada. I think that he provides so much with the ball and his energy. He's a superstar.
Good. Now, the pressure on you is whether you reciprocate what Virat's...
I'll pick a few players.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I think from a bowling attack, right now in the moment in the world, there's a few bowlers that are hot. Jesse Bumrah is one of them. He's been bowling really well. As Virat was talking about multi-format bowlers, like he's really good at the moment. Exciting spinner Rashid Khan is going to make an appearance in 50-over cricket. I think he's a real good bowler. Pat Cummins from Australia, it's all X-factor bowlers. I think they would be, for me, I really want to see how they go this tournament, especially with a tournament where all the batting is so favourites.
Okay, so, you really think bowlers are going to win this tournament?
I think so. The wickets are good. Generally your batters will score runs on good wickets. My opinion is I think that the team towards the end of the tournament is going to be a team that's done really well with the ball. And as I said earlier, it's got capabilities of taking wickets even on flat wickets.
So you haven't picked Virat?
Virat is in my batting team.
All right, Virat's in your batting team.
That was my bowling team.
Who would you take for another team?
If I had the chance, I think definitely I will add Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes?
Yeah, definitely. He is a game changer. So we know what he can do. I think one of kind of player, I think definitely will work for our team.
Okay, and Kane?
The mic's gone.
Oh, is your mic? What a time for your mic to fail.
Has it actually gone? Oh, no.
Nah.
It is gone.
It did stop working there.
You put it off, yeah.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're there, yeah.
the bowlers will clearly play a big part in this tournament, despite what the scores are. He mentioned Rashid Khan, and he's always a pleasure to play with, so he'd be more than welcome in my team anytime.
Good answer. Great question.
Virat, you have played against Rashid in IPL, so I just thought, what's your opinion of him as a bowler and how hard it is to play against him?
Well, I've seen him bowl for 3 years now in the IPL, and this year was probably the first time I didn't play against him, and it was a pity that even he said that, you know, we could not face each other, so that was a pity. I really wanted to face him as well. But this was, in 3 years, this was the first time I could sit outside and actually predict 9 out of 10 balls that he bowled. First time in 3 years, and that's how good he's been. He's just outstanding with his skill set. So, I mean, the pace on the ball, I think, is the key. The variations are really subtle, but he just doesn't give you any time on the ball. Forget flighting the ball; it just hits the bat so hard, and before you know it, it's through your pads, or you know, you get bowled out, or you get LBW and stuff like that. So. And he brings that fast bowler intensity with him as a spinner, which is very rare to see. So I love seeing competitive guys, and his attitude is absolutely outstanding. And I wish him the best, because when he's bowling well, you want to sit down and watch. And I think it's going to be very important for Afghanistan, and I wish him luck.
Question for Aaron. Aaron, hi. How would you sum up the mood of Warner and Smith on the eve of the competition? What kind of reception do you think they get from cricket fans here? And also, is there any truth in the idea that Warner's concerned about his security in the UK?
Sorry, I just missed the last bit of that question.
Is there any truth in the suggestion that Warner may be concerned about his security here in the UK?
No, certainly not that I'm aware of. Since they've come back into the squad and the setup in the last couple of weeks, they've been fantastic. They've contributed as much as they can. Their morale's been unbelievable. Obviously, once the World Cup gets underway and we start to get into the tournament, particularly probably games against England, and then further on past this tournament with the Ashes, no doubt that the crowds will start to play a bit of a part, but that's expected. That no matter where you go in the world, the fans play a huge part in it. So no doubt that personally and as an organisation we've got things in place for that, but their input and output with their runs they've been making in the lead up to this tournament has been fantastic.
Speaking of high scoring, what do you think? I'll come to you, Aaron, first. What do you think the highest score could be at this World Cup?
Well, that's a great question. I think if you look over the last couple of years, the trajectory that scores have gone in this country in one-day cricket, they've been going up and up. We've been on the receiving end of the highest one. So I don't want to put a number on it, because it's going to be so hard to tell. With some games on some pretty good wickets, on some pretty small grounds, I think that if top orders get going, teams are so explosive these days, and they continue to keep going through the 50 overs. It could be anything.
Could it be 500?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I was just going to say it really depends on how these boys get up in the morning and come to play, because they seem to be obsessed with getting to 500 before anyone else. They just come and smash from ball 1 up till 50 overs. So, yeah, look, it could be pretty high scoring, but you know, this back home we had a press conference and they asked this question as well. But I said, look, 260, 270 is going to be as difficult to get in a World Cup as, you know, chasing 380 or 370. I don't see many high-scoring games happening at the later half of the tournament. Yeah, initially some teams might get on a roll, but you'll see 250 defended as well. That's the kind of pressure the World Cup brings.
Why would it go smaller when you get to the latter stages? Why could it go? Why might it not be as free-flowing with the bats?
Well, look, it really depends on, not all the teams are going to be in a great position. So the ones that sort of have to make sure that they get the result are the ones that are going to be under pressure to chase even a small score down. So I think it's just the fact that you're going to get closer to the knockout stages is what's going to bring more pressure in the later half of the tournament. And I think all the teams recognize that. No one's going to go gung-ho, you know, right from ball 1. In pressure games in a World Cup, you might get a team that just goes on a roll, but I think generally both teams would like to start in a balanced way and then find their way into the game and look to capitalize when the moment comes in. So I see the pressure playing a massive factor in the second half.
Do you feel sorry for the bowlers?
No. I mean, we've spoken a lot about the batting, but of equal importance is the bowling attacks and how they operate in order to restrict perhaps some of those bigger totals. Maybe in the first half of the comp where there may be some more free-flow play, but also we're playing on a number of similar grounds where wickets and blocks may deteriorate a little bit as well. And there are so many matches that whether some are more suited to the bat, I have no doubt that there'll be some more suited to the ball. So everybody has a role to play, and it's important, I guess. So we're all hoping that we all stick together as sides to try and navigate our way through the tournament.
I mean, do you all have to, and I know some of you do bowl as well, do you all have to work hard as captains to keep the morale of the bowlers up?
Yeah, I think we all need to do that because it's not easy. When you see the last England-Pakistan series, everyone scoring 350 runs. So we have to, keep morale up the bowlers. It's not going to be easy enough, but you have to, find out some way to get them all out or reduce under 300 runs.
Faf?
Same question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as the guy said, your bowling attack and the kind of wicket takers that you do have in your resources is going to be very important for us as the captains. And there's few X-factor bowlers in every single team that's going to play a pivotal role in making sure that your team is successful as not. But yeah, with good wickets comes boundaries, so you just got to make sure you keep the boys nice and calm.
I want to end it just with one question that you can all answer, because you've all been on, and it's a little bit twee, because I hate the question, how are you feeling in sport? But you've all been on different journeys to where you've got to now, and you're about to captain your country in a World Cup. So when you look back on your journey on the eve of the tournament, what are you feeling before captaining your country in a World Cup?
You might have to ask me on the eve of the tournament. We've still got about a week to go. Yeah, look, I'm really excited to get into it, and for us it sort of starts before these warm-up games. It's very hard to simulate the exact intensity, so we're looking to get out of them what we need, but the squad is together now, and it's really important as a group that we gel, and sort of a little bit what Faf mentioned is we want to be playing our brand, our style of cricket as well as we can, and focus on that throughout the next sort of 6 or 7 weeks or whatever it'll be.
Dimmer?
I think it's really exciting, playing a World Cup, it's a dream come true every player. I think we have 9 games, not like the previous World Cups, so we have lots of matches, so we are trying to do our best. I know as a captain, for me it's not an easy task, but I get the challenge, and I try to go with my boys and give them confidence and try to win matches. Each match when I play, we are taking one by one, so we are trying to do our best in each match.
Faf?
Yeah, same thing. I suppose everyone's going to say the same thing probably, but it's about a year or two of planning and putting teams together, putting players together, putting game plans together. Just excited for the tournament to actually start now. It's been a long process of looking forward to this World Cup, and in a week's time we'll get there.
You have a notebook, don't you, that you write everything in? Will you write thoughts before your opening World Cup match?
Yeah, no doubt I will. It's just something that, just how you're feeling and things like that, just as a reference, so you can go back to and try and get in the same state of mind as when you're playing well and things like that. That's more of a personal thing. But as a team, we're really excited. It's something that we've been together since the 2nd of May now as a group and building up. So it's been important for us not to try and put all our energy and focus into the preparation and the lead up. You can't win the World Cup before it started. So it's about staying as mentally and physically fresh as we can, as well as getting enough work in. And it's an exciting time. Anytime a World Cup comes around, it's a huge excitement. There'll definitely be nerves around, no doubt, as the tournament gets closer, and that's natural. So can't wait for it to get underway. I wish it was tomorrow.
Mashrafe, will you be a nervous group ahead of the start?
Yeah, obviously nothing new from my side. I think everyone will be, talking about the same things. I think, boys, now everything is all about mental preparation. Tournament is very close. So obviously it's depend how we mentally get together and start well, and we are excited as a group.
Are you ready, Gulbadi?
Yeah, very excited. If you look back in qualifying rounds, so how we qualified to the World Cup, so very excited to be here and lead the team.
And Jason, for you personally, from the captaincy point of view, I was reading something this week where your quote was saying you thought you were too nice at the start as a captain and tried to please everybody.
Yeah, I guess it's something personally that I've had to work on over the last couple of years. It's obviously been a different dynamic and a different challenge for me personally, but I think if you look at it from a team's point of view, you think we're all excited. I think we can all share the same sentiments, and yeah, we just hope that the competition could be starting tomorrow as opposed to going through the warm-up games and just get straight into it. But it is what it is. We've got a long time here over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we can enjoy playing here in England and lift the World Cup.
Will there be nerves and excitement in the Pakistan camp?
Oh, definitely. Firstly, great to be a part of this type of tournament, and really honored to be a captaining of the country in the World Cup cricket tournament. So, no, we all are ready to play and do well, inshallah, in this World Cup as a team.
Yeah, for me, it's a big honor to be captaining the Indian team at the World Cup, and the whole team, as every other team would be. They're excited, as well as a bit of nerves will be there before you play that first game. But I think as soon as you get into it, then all teams will know which direction they're heading in and what needs to be worked out. So from a general point of view, it's a great honor for me to be stepping out as the captain of the Indian cricket team in the World Cup.
And you sit there, Owen, in the kit that is a nod to the England team that got to the '92 final. Are you ready for what might happen over the next month, 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think we're as best prepared as we possibly could be. A bit like Finchy mentioned, we want the first game to be tomorrow. Get yourself into the tournament regardless of what happens. In many ways, you just want to play that first game. So, more than likely, put your head on the pillow the night before the first game, knowing that you've done everything possible to prepare your best for the tournament and to go out and do your best to try and give a good accountability of your country.
And to captain the host nation, I know you'll tell me it's not about you, but it's about the team, but to captain the host nation?
Oh, it's incredible. To put it into context, it's not something that I ever dreamed of. I always dreamt about scoring a Test match 100 as a kid, or scoring the winning runs in a World Cup final, but to captain a home World Cup is something I never dreamt of, so it's pretty special.
Thank you very much to all 10 of you for your thoughts and being part of it here. Ladies and gentlemen, the captains of the 10 nations at the Men's Cricket World Cup 2019. And you may all, the 10 of you may all leave the stage now. Thank you very much to all of you.